So the other thing I'm going to mention is Darwinism. It's not really fair we call it Darwinism because there's a lot of controversy about who actually wrote what and who got what idea off who. But we do call it Darwinism. This is the idea that the universe is random and maybe stupid, and that all the changes that have happened for us through evolution and our genetics have just been random. So survival, if you have a genetic accident that makes you stronger and you can pass on more offspring than someone who has a genetic accident that makes them weaker, that's the kind of concept. The reality is very, very different. Our genes are more a template of infinite possibilities that we can constantly be changing by the way we think and the way we manage our bodies and our lifestyles. Your genes and DNA is a conscious template which will tune into its environment and change accordingly. And DNA is also a template that is written into the light around us. DNA stores light and also can be encoded into light. If you put DNA in a test tube and then take it out, there's a thing called the DNA phantom effect where the light in the test tube will stay in the same formation as the DNA. So DNA can also be transferred through lasers. You can shine a non-burning laser through through a chicken and keep that, yeah, you can do it. And you can shine that laser through a chicken and then goes into some duck eggs, right? And as those duck eggs are developing and they hatch, they're half chicken, half duck. So the actual DNA from the chicken can be carried through the laser. This is all Russian DNA science, which a lot of it's been rejected by the West on the grounds that it's Russian. Yeah. They lost the Cold War, so their science must be wonky or something like that. That's the sort of stuff we're dealing with. So, as well in society, we have all this kind of programming around drama and competition and conflict. So, particularly, say, in this part of the world, we have this whole nationalism thing, this whole sports, rugby kind of thing, competition in school, and we're constantly being told to compete with each other. And when you're being told to compete, this is the programming that's telling your body that you're in a threatening environment and that you need to win. However, if we're told to co-create and give love and light to each other freely and encourage each other, it creates a whole different reality in the human body. So it's important to be mindful of all these little aspects as we go through our own healing journey of how we've been programmed to be less healthy and to be under more stress. The whole other thing is drama. Like a drama on TV. Why do we like drama? Well, drama's interesting, isn't it? And we're constantly told that drama's interesting. When you're going to meet your friends down at the coffee shop, there's a lot of cultures, particularly in this country, where talking about something dramatic and is good because your friends are going to find it exciting. And we're all going to talk about some drama. So what is the essence of drama? Drama is things not working, things not working out, things going wrong, right? And then we talk about it and we award ourselves in our social groups on how much drama we're experiencing. And then if your friend Dave comes down and he talks about how amazing everything is for him and how perfect his children are and how his partner's just incredible and that he's going to Tahiti to go surfing and everything's just great. If you're there talking about drama and they come talk about that, you're just kind of be like, because it's not interesting. So some people actually measure the success of their lifestyle on how dramatic it is on that social level. And plus it brings you a lot of attention too. And I've had clients who say, I love drama. And it's a very, very dangerous thing to say. I shouldn't have even said it then. It's very, very, it's actually really dangerous to say because you're telling the universe that things not working out and going wrong are what you want. All right? So be very mindful of that. And that's what the general kind of societal programming is telling us to do. So if anyone's got any questions about any of this, just get in there, all right? Because I don't want anyone to be left behind not understanding something, or especially terminology. We can kind of reshape the terminology any way you want, or anything you want to add in, go for it. It's all good. So yes.
So when it comes to building those habits, so say you've had a fight with your partner and you're in the car and you're building it up and you're building up sort of that personality trait, that turns into cellular memory, yeah? Yeah.
Well, cellular memory is there straight away.
Okay.
Yeah. Think of cellular memory as fractal. Think of it as everything.
Okay.
You know, it's all there in every single cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, is the cellular memory is training for your body to help you reduce the chance of it happening again. It's a good example. Your house, as you're a child, gets attacked by bandits every night. And you change, through the stress of being attacked every night, you change the level of, or you basically have a higher baseline activation of the sympathetic nervous system, which means you don't sleep as deep, okay? You're just kind of a bit asleep and you're ready to wake up at any sound and get out of the house and fight the bandits or whatever, you know, do what you need to do and you go back and lie down. So this is very interesting because when someone goes through this sort of trauma, they don't go into the normal deeper states of sleep. When you don't go into the deeper REM states of sleep, things start going wrong. So if people who smoke a lot of ganja have been shown to not go into REM sleep too. So trauma, when this nervous system's activated, and ganja. So when you don't go into REM sleep, this is when basically the brain is firing and wiring the new memories and new things that you're learning in your lifestyle. So here's an example. You get a bunch of people who are learning something in the morning, and there's some kind of study, like 10 people learning something, and then they get half of those people and they go, okay, you're having a nap, half of them having a nap, right, in the afternoon. The ones who have a nap will always do better on what they've been studied on when they get tested in the afternoon, right? You increase the size of the study and they watch the way people are sleeping. The people who go into a small amount of REM sleep while sleeping on their nap will do even better, because that's when the brain is reforming everything they've learned in the morning. So if you get someone who's been traumatized at some point during their childhood, or long-term traumatized, what happens is their state of sleep is not as normal as someone else, and they will start to develop parts of their life where they don't remember what happened. Okay, and that can be really, really interesting. So people can actually have blank parts of their life because they weren't having REM sleep, because of a trauma, because their body was under stress. Yeah. But again, so the cellular memory thing is you can just tell your body that internative event is just one possibility. And through basically a breathwork practice of focusing on that event, you can just externalize it. Right? And then you just tell your body what you want it to happen. Right? There's no right or wrong. Some people say, well, but that's what actually happened. No, that's cool. It's fine. However, you can actually just let it go. All healing modalities are complicated constructs on top of the whole concept of letting go. And then you can think about running through some, field of flowers with puppies and go, right? And your body goes, oh, it's totally that easy. It's pretty far out. But then you can go right into the kind of quantum physics, which we'll do, I think, in the next workshop, to explain how that works. It's great. But yeah, a lot of it comes down to self-regulation. It's noticing when these things happen, noticing these negative emotions, noticing stress. Why am I under stress? And a lot of the time we can just go, oh, I'm under stress. It's okay. And you forgive yourself and you give yourself some love. And the more you kind of give yourself that stillness and presence and gratitude and compassion, that's the real fast lane to healing these things. Because if you're under stress, it doesn't mean you failed or anything like that. Our body can handle a bit of stress. It's like, you don't want to beat yourself up even further or feel guilty about it, because that's going to make it worse. So many of these events in our life we can deal with, but what's really a problem is how we feel about the event afterwards. The fear, shame, guilt, and anxiety, that's a problem.